Well, hello there, folks, and welcome to the BRO Reloading Bench. I'm your host, Wade Rush, coming to you from the new BRO Loading Studio. We did get a corner of this thing done, and boy, Rachel and I have been happy that we finally got this thing workable where we can start doing some filming, broadcasting from in here. Anyway, off topic. You know, being reloaders and hand loaders, the powder has become a big problem, especially with those of us that load a lot of heavy payload hand loads, like 1.5 ounces and heavier, which is, I load a lot of buckshot, which is a lot of heavy payloads. And our favorite powders, for example, like 800X and like Blue Dot, have gone extinct. They were excellent heavy payload powders, and so now we've got to adjust. And the Italians are really good at making, we know that they can build some shotguns and ammunition and components. That means loading components, which means stuff like VihtaVuori powder. That now I'll tell you, it is expensive, but show me a powder that isn't expensive right now, boys and girls. But anyway, so we're looking for alternatives for these great heavy payload powders. And as we have discovered, stuff like Little Gun loves heavy payloads, and so we've had some great performance out of that. But what we're looking at today is the VihtaVuori powder, namely the 3N37 and 3N38, which are real close to burn rates like Herco and Blue Dot. So we're going to load up some rounds, take it down to the range, and show you how this stuff performed. We started this research back last summer. I had just gotten home from the hospital when we took it down to the range for the very first time. So let's go take a ride down there and show y'all what happened the first time we tested this powder. Alrighty, folks, episode 2 down here at the Rush Family Range. We're testing out some new powder that I got from Ballistic Products, VihtaVuori. It's an Italian powder, burn rate really close to Blue Dot. So, Blue Dot is an extinct species, and so we're trying to figure out some other powders that can work pushing these heavier payloads, namely buckshot, and where I'm concerned here. So I put together a few rounds with the 3N37 and 3N38 of the VihtaVuori, and we're going to see how it performs out of my Stoker down here at the Rush Family Range at 50 yards. Y'all stay tuned. All right, folks, first shot with the VihtaVuori powder. This has got, this is a brand new primed shadite from Ballistic Products. We've got 32 grains of the 3N37 under an MG42 wad and 14 pellets of 31 cal single-aught hard cast, which is 1.4 ounces. And we're still at 50 yards. Out of my Stoker M3000 28-inch barrel Kicks butt kicker full choke. All right. Trying to not to knock stuff off here. All right, here we go. .1257 felt good. Felt like a magnetism load. Well, folks, the very first shot we did with the VihtaVuori powder, the 3N37, 32 grains, MG42, 14 pellets of 31 cal, powder coated, hard cast, single-aught. And look at here, great day. And this is at 50 yards. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of 14. And I don't know if any more of these are double hits. The way they're clustered in here, folks, I know that's a double hit.
Here.
Okay, and there's one up there. Okay, there's one flyer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we must have had a couple of flyers. Right here in a 14-inch circle, though, we got 12 pellets of
of 31 cal. And I think we were a little over 1,200 foot per second with 32 grains of 3 and 3/7 of the VihtaVuori. That's a winner right there, folks. Second shot is a brand new primed Remington 3-inch from Ballistic Products. Man, these things are nice. Brand new Remington primed hull. We've got 27.5 of the VihtaVuori 3 and 3/8, pushing an MG42 wad with 14 pellets of 32 cal in here. So I'm assuming that it has a Remington 209 primer. I'm sure that it does. It's beautiful roll crimp. All right. .978, and that felt pretty light. First time I've ever fired these, folks. Yeah, it roasted the top of it, and it felt light. And maybe, we don't know anything about this powder yet. We're still working on it. And folks, I think just about everything with the 3 and 3/8 was too light. It was a brand new primed Remington hull from Ballistic Products. We had roll crimped it, and we're pushing it with 27.5 of 3 and 3/8 under MG42 with 14 pellets of 32 cal. Pattern is pretty dang good at 50 yards, but I think it was in the 900s, so which is still a little bit light. I'll get up with Grant and we'll talk about this, and we'll make adjustments as we go, but I'm showing y'all what I'm getting in real time. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of was 14, 12, 13 of 14 on paper now that I see. Let's try that again. I'll start down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 of 14 here on paper. And inside the 17 or so inch circle, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 32 caliber single aught. Not bad at all. That's got a lot of potential, but we gotta speed it up a little bit, and probably gonna need to add just a little bit more powder, but we will update as we go along. Folks, this is a brand new primed Remington hull from Ballistic Products, 25.5 of 3 and 3/8 VihtaVuori CB1138-12 wide, and 14 pellets of 33 cal double aught, 1.7 ounce payload, all covered in Ballistic Products original buffer, and a standard star crimp. That felt a little bit light, 903, so probably a little light on the powder charge. Hull looks out excellent. All right, well folks, I've got one more shot with a brand new Federal primed from Ballistic Products that basically has it has 25.5 of 3 and 3/8 under 14 of double aught, and we'll wrap it up with that one. Okay folks, and yeah, for sure, the last two shots with using the CB1138 wad were way too light. We're just going to talk about the Remington right here, looking at the hull, and even with a 1.7 ounce payload, 25.5 of 3 and 3/8 was just too light. It scattered them all over the bottom part of the paper. I think it was into like 800s, and the velocity is just too light. I see a hole up in the top of the paper, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see on paper, and just scattered them everywhere. So we're going to have to work on that. That is obviously too light of a powder charge for that, but like I said, it is a work in progress. All right, folks, I'm beginning to see a trend. I'm figuring that we may be a little light on the 3 and 3/8, but we've got a brand new primed Federal here that's got 25.5 of 3N38 CB1138-12 and 14 pellets of 33 caliber double alt. I'm sure this has got the Federal 209A primer in it. And this is all a work in progress. That felt pretty good, but it only says 836. I don't believe that. That hit pretty good. But, you know, who knows? Where'd that hole go?
It's still in the gun.
Oh. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Didn't even kick it out. So it was light. Yeah, we got these 3N38 loads are light, too light. But we don't know. We don't know unless we come test them, folks. And that's why we do it. Felt pretty good, but it
didn't eject the hole.
Yeah, but it didn't eject the hole. Yeah.
You going?
All right, folks. This was the last shot using the brand new Federal with the 209A, 25.5 3N38, CB1138, and 14 pellets of the full-grown 33 cal again. Pattern looks to be pretty decent, but it didn't eject the hole. It was obviously light, still too light. Even though we got a pretty dang good pattern, it's too light. What have we got in here, honey? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of 14 in the paper. Even with the light load, a lot of potential. We've just got to get it figured out.
So the 3N37 and 3N38 are showing a lot of promise, but we had to make a few adjustments, especially with the 3N38. So anyway, I made some adjustments. I'm gonna bring y'all along for that, and then we're gonna go back down to the range and see how our updated rounds performed whenever we finally got these adjustments kind of balanced out where we like them, but still there's always a lot of adjustments that need to be done, and this is a work in progress. Y'all stay tuned for part 2 on the VihtaVuori powder. It'll be coming up really, really soon. So until next time, from Rachel and I here at the Bubba Roundtree Outdoors channel, bye-bye.